Over the past month and a half, we've been working on designing and building a 150-foot bridge that spans the river on our property as well as the floodplain. So I'm going to be showing you guys the progress that we've made on this project so far. Upon buying the piece of property months ago, we knew that in the middle of the property was a flood zone and that once or twice a year, our property flooded quite drastically. And that actually happened once over winter. I never got the chance to show you guys, but I'll show you some of the video of our property flooding, and it's crazy. At some points, we're assuming that it was 12 feet deep where it flooded, not including where the river was, which is crazy. Since we knew that we didn't want our brand new house flooded once we built it, we knew that we wanted to build our house across where the river was and up on top of that mountain. And we knew that in order to do that, we would have to build a pretty substantial bridge that was going to cost quite a lot of money to be able to support concrete trucks and other big machines that would have to cross this bridge in order to build our house in a couple of months. We also knew that due to flood zoning laws, we would have to make this bridge span the whole floodplain, and that's why this bridge is about 150 feet long, which is a really, really big bridge. And with all that information in mind, we got together with a professional engineer who did this type of stuff for a living, and we got him to make us the designs for a bridge and a rebar cage that would support the piers. And that is where the story begins for us. On May 6th, we received the design for our bridge, and our final rebar drawings came on May 21st. We received all of the rebar we needed to begin to build the rebar cages for the piers that we dug in the ground on May 27th, and that is when I filmed this. And this is the first rebar cage that we started to build, and you'll see the final product. It's quite a lot of metal, and we had to build 5 of these rebar cages in order to put them in the holes where the piers are going to go, where the bridge is going to be laid on top of. Yep. Once we completed the rebar cages, we got the skid steer and began to set them in the holes where the piers for the bridge are gonna be. Once we laid the rebar cage into the hole, we had to make sure that it was perfectly aligned with the other rebar cages in order that the I-beams that are going to come will fit perfectly. And once all of the rebar cages were set in the hole, we waited for a couple of days until a concrete truck and a pump came out to our property and started to fill these holes to build the piers for the bridge. On June 6th, the concrete truck and pump truck came to our property in order to pump concrete across the river into the holes where the piers were being placed. And it was a success, and I filmed a bunch of it, so here you go. As soon as the concrete truck arrived, the concrete started immediately flowing into the pump truck, where it was pumped across the river into the holes where the piers were going to be laid. The concrete, once it went through the pump, started to be hosed out into the hole that we dug out for the piers to be, and that's pretty much how everything's supposed to go. So we're doing pretty good. Once the first hole was filled with concrete, we moved on to the next and the next and the next. Filling up all of these holes with concrete ended up taking 3 full concrete trucks. So yeah, that's a lot of concrete. But luckily it was a success, and hopefully soon we can move on to the next part of the project, which is using I-beams for the structure of the bridge itself. Guys, that is it for episode 1 of this bridge build. If you were interested in this video and want to see us complete this project of building this bridge across our property, please make sure to subscribe and look out for the next episode in the next couple of weeks. Also, if you liked this video, please leave a like and leave a comment down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.